Okay, I'm going to do a fabric demonstration and how pattern needs to work with a form. I'm going to show you 3 different approaches, okay? I'm going to start with this fabric here, and you're going to have to, I just simplified this because, first of all, I'm not in the right direction for you all to see what, I'm not in the same viewpoint that you all are at. So I sort of preset this up. What you have to do first is give yourself your basic form on how you want your folds to go. And give yourself what I call a plan of action, all right? So, for these pants here with the black and white stripe, I'm gonna do with the blacks first. I'm not gonna even touch the white ones, all right? Where the darkest is, and naturally I've laid down all this vine to start. Where the fabric goes into an indentation, I'll add more of my compressed. Smoothly blending. And more down here as it goes under. Smoothly blending. And maybe a little bit more over here. Let's make it a little bit darker on the whole. And then have it come out and get darker again as it bends away, over and under, following it along. And as it goes under here, it's going to get dark again. There we go, that's pretty good there. And I'm going to do the same exact thing, sort of, in the next black stripe. I'm going to make this a little darker here. This is fairly dark, this black stripe. But notice how you can still see that going from dark to from very dark to lighter dark to very dark to lighter dark as it goes in and around the form. Here's going to be one of the lighter areas because that's where the light's hitting it the most. This is a matter of degrees. There we go. It's going to get darker as it goes under here a bit. There we go. And when it pooches out here around this bend here and then goes under, it gets dark again. Got a little break in that pattern there, that's fine. There we go. And then it's going to get very light for a minute and then dark again. Now, as it goes off the page. All right, there we go. Now, let's get a kneaded eraser out. Lighten this up if you wish in these areas that you want to be sure are lighter. But not too light. Remember, it's still quite black. Same way over here, a little bit too dark in this area. I want to take some of that out. Okay, now this is a quick time saver. Notice I kind of left it a little bit messy. That's fine. I'm going to clean this up just in here because I don't want that there. All right. Watch me. I'm going to use the borrow technique. Lighter to darker to lighter to darker again to lighter. Let's get that cleaned out. There we go. To darker. Now let's clean that out there. Then you simply take your eraser and make sure that it's the way you want it in your whiter areas. This is where you take your finer tools and a clean hand, hopefully. There we go. And you start working it and cleaning it up the way you want to. This is where you start doing the finer details and things. But it saves time, as you can see, considerably. If you just borrow over and then darker here, and then lighter, and then darker as it goes down here. A little bit more needs to be there. And here, notice I've got to add some more dark in this area to make this correct. That's fine. That's what this is. That's what charcoal's good for, okay? That way your fabric is starting to move in combination. And then you take your, where is my charcoal pencil? There we go, there's one. You take your charcoal pencil and you clean it up in areas, tighten it up. Take your eraser and tighten up areas. This is where you start adding the finer details. Take your magic rub, use your eraser as a tool to clean up things. And clean your hands off a bit. There we go. All right, well, you get the general idea here. All right, lighter, darker, etc. See how that works? Super time saver rather than trying to fiddlingly go along and fill in each one separately. Oh my God, what a nightmare. No. All right, that's number one. Number two, let's talk about a lighter colored fabric with this sort of very linear sort of thing over the top, this check pattern. Again, I've set myself up with the basic form, all right? And I've used charcoal, but you could use pencil underneath this to create the darks and lights. Some areas go slowly from dark to light, and some are quite sharp, like this fold here, okay. Paper towel works with this very well to make a smooth, nice transition there. Okay. This you may want to use a pencil or a charcoal pencil, depending, and use your contour line skills to draw over dark to light to dark to light, dark to light to dark. So let's pretend like I'm making my check pattern here, and it's going to go around this form here, lighter here, darker here, again lighter here, and then maybe picks up here in the darkness and comes around the edge. Notice how the line is working with see how that works? Working with the form, okay? When you work with fabrics and patterns, you're going to want to clean out some of this extraneous folds and things. I am not the fold police. I need you to get basically the major indentations, okay? So choose the fabric, choose the form that you really think you can carry off the best, okay? And that is appropriate to where it is in the setup, okay? You could also use a pencil with this. It's going to have a bit of a reflection, and it won't work over, it'll work over pencil if you lay it down, but it won't work as well over, a little darkness here. It won't work as well as over charcoal as it does over its own thing. Does that make sense? It's going to resist here. It's not going to be readable. And let's bring this one over here. Maybe we'll do some of the check going opposite direction, coming down this way. Maybe this one's going to come over here. Okay, I'm not looking at the fabric necessarily. I'm just giving you the basic idea, okay? All right, there. Does that make sense? Super easy. A lot easier than trying to fill in each square. That's crazy making. No. Last one. Quickly. If I can find it. There it is. This black fabric with the white stripe. I made this a very simple one here with this basic up and down, down and up, fold down, okay? So let's get this in dark. Now that I've laid in let's pretend like the lines aren't even there. I know this sounds crazy, but trust me, it will work. Now that I know how I want it to go, off this direction here. There we go. Smoothing. Dark to light to dark. And then this part back here. Maybe a little tail end of that. Later on, you come in and clean up all the little edges and things. There we go. Okay. Here is your basic up and down form of this fabric. This is where Jan Bic eraser pencil comes in very handy. Now you simply add your stripe by erasing it out. Lighter to darker. Clean it off a bit, even lighter. Notice how it's going with the form, going with the outer contour edge to that sharp drop off here to very dark. Let's do another one. Let's clean that up maybe with a little pencil here. There we go. Now, go back in and do another one next to it. And down around this way. See how that works? So much easier. And then you clean up where you want to, okay? It may be a little fiddly. They can always erase it out again. That's fine. See how that works? A word about, where is it? This thing, Conti. Or you may have a white charcoal pencil. Only add this in your drawings at the very end, especially if you're using charcoal or anything, because it muddies the whites. You can't blend it, so use it only as an accent. It's really good for glasses, or if you really need, like doing a glass reflection. If you really need a pop of clean white there, but make sure you're sure, because you can't blend it anymore. Because what happens is it grays it. Look what happens when it just gets all that gray awfulness there. And it looks terrible. I'll make it even bigger so you can see it even better. It just makes it look muddy. Okay, don't do that. Do this instead. Use it when you're only sure at the end, okay? That's basically a couple of strategies to use with fabric, okay? Plan your form, get everything working in combination with the folds that you want to portray, and simplify it, of course. So simplify those folds and breaks. Remember, sometimes fabric breaks like that. And then think of your best strategy. If you need help with a strategy, let me know.